What's up, guys? How we doing today? Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a wicked day. Hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Rocking the week out. I don't know if I got this. What's up, guys? Hope you guys rocked out your matchups. Made the playoffs. Rocked it out. Did the doggone thing. Go ahead and hit that follow button. Subscribe if you haven't. Share this with your friends. Let's go. We are live on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble. Making things happen. Doing the doggone thing. Bingo, bango, ing. Rocking on. Hope you guys had a wicked day. Hope you guys rocked out. So we are in the playoffs in 2 leagues. Got them up there. Those are the only 2 leagues we're left in. We got the other 2 leagues were out. We've also got hockey and basketball. If you guys doing those things. What's up? What's up? Alex, Landon, Che, Hoop, Frank, Daniel, Caden, yo, what's happening? Hope you guys are having a wicked day. We are rocking. Can't believe this guy had 10 guys going on friggin' Sunday. In the basketball league, this guy had 10 guys going on Sunday. Like, what the hell? I think I only had like 4. Never get 10 guys going on Sundays. Come on, man. Actually, am I playing this guy? That'd be wicked. This guy, damn. He's good, man. This guy will go down as the steal of the draft, Jalen Johnson. He's ranked number 4 overall. What's up, guys? Yeeman, Thomas, Andrew, Death Star, Sammy's back. What's happening? Hope you guys are having a wicked day. What's up? What's up? What should I do about Higgins? Are we talking T. Higgins or Jaden Higgins? T. Higgins, we're gonna play, I think. No? I think we have to. T. Higgins. Is he dead? Are we... Because I didn't think he was... I thought he was good to go. What do we do? What do you mean, what do we do with him? He just had 2 touchdowns last week. Back in concussion protocol. That's not good. So... I mean, if he doesn't play, is he dead? Well, yeah. If he plays, we play him, but if not, we don't. Like, if he's, I don't know. It depends on the concussion protocol, right? Sometimes it's hard to get out of that. You need to pass like a bunch of different tests. They actually like care now, so I mean, we just wait till the concussion protocol. I don't think we can start JD5 this week. I would start Bo. Who's Denver playing? And then I would start. I would start Burrow, man. Burrow's been wicked. He was wicked even without. Even without him. Hey! Why? How? Why? Hi. Jesus. So Yeah, I know he plays the Giants, but is he gonna play? Bo Nix plays Green Bay. What's his face? Caleb didn't do very bad last week against Green Bay. So also Denver's kind of in a position where they need to win. So I might do that. Like on the surface, yeah, JD plays the Giants, and that's where you want to go, and you want to do it. Time traveler from 2045 says don't start Bo Nix. All right, there you go. I believe the time traveler. So I started JD5 last week, and I was actually super excited to start him last week. And so I would actually go Jackson Dart over JD5. He's fun to watch too, right? Lost by 1 point to the same guy. I lost by half a point. You lost to this guy twice this year by 1.5 points. No, you didn't. Oh, that sucks so much. What about Watson versus the Packers? Isn't Watson on the Packers? Who's Watson playing the Packers? No, you're not wrong, man. I assume we're talking about Christian Watson, who's on the Packers, and I would start him. Aiden, start two, Watson, Diggs, Ladd, Wandale. I mean, PPR, where Wandale's kind of the PPR king, and playing Washington, they're kind of dookie. So I would do that. And Watson's been pretty good. They're playing Denver though. I don't love that matchup. Who's New England playing? I did just see that. I don't know if we want to start Ladd. I don't know. I can't tell you to start Ladd with any sort of confidence. But also, like, I'm not going to tell you to sit Ladd because he was probably a top draft pick for you. And, like, I'm not about sitting my dogs, especially in playoff time when we need wins. So in PBR, I would definitely go Wandale, and I would probably go Ladd. Yeah, Diggs versus the Bills. Actually, yeah, might try that. Who'd have thought, Sammy? If the answer to all our quarterback problems was Shador Sanders. That's crazy. You know what? Actually, Allen Diggs versus the Bills isn't the worst matchup. That should be good. He did well last time they played them, right? It's kind of a revenge game for him. I like that. I wouldn't start Watson against Denver's defense though. That's I don't know that I don't love that matchup. As good as Watson's been, don't get me wrong. Like he's been really good. I just don't love that matchup. And then Ladd, I don't know, man. If you watched the game last night, he kind of wasn't even really looked for, right? They targeted him like a few times, but I don't know if we can start him with any sort of confidence. I'm also not going to tell you to sit him because like he had to have been drafted as your number 1 or 2 wide receiver, number 3 at worst. But so I'm always a big proponent. As much as Justin Jefferson's been the thorn in my side for most of the year, I'm starting him. Like I can't not, right? I'm not gonna sit him and have him have one of his games on my bench. That's not how I roll. I traded for Ladd. Oh, okay. Well, like, is he your number 2 wide receiver then? Because I mean, he's your number 1 in that in that list of people. Mahomes or Dart? Who's Kansas City's got another tough matchup, don't they? Against the Chargers. I mean, Washington's playing Jackson or it's next week, right? So I don't hate. Um, yeah, there is too many mouths to feed in LA. No, I'm with you because they've got so many people, and It's really good for Justin Herbert, but it's not good for fantasy. I don't know how we can start them with any sort of confidence. I have T also. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we're playing T Higgins if he plays, but if he doesn't play, then that's different. I'm with you in that one. I think Mahomes isn't the worst option, especially against the Chargers. Like, they're a good defense. We saw them play really well last night, but Kansas City knows them. They play them twice a year every year, right? So I feel like you're not wrong. Kansas City needs to win out basically in order to even have a chance for the playoffs. So I think, hey, and honestly, I'm excited for my Rice and Kelsey stock. My one league is going to go nuts. I'm so excited. Drake Mayer, Josh Allen. That's the same game. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to sit Josh Allen. That's not going to be me. I'm sorry, dude. You got to figure that one out for yourself. No, I'm not going to make that decision for you. Sorry about that, man. Jacob, I hope whatever you decide works out. I'm not sitting Josh Allen. No way. In a playoff game for Drake May, I mean, May's been wicked. Don't get me wrong. And I'm all for that. You got cojones, my man. But I don't have I'm not that ballsy. First week of playoffs to sit Josh Allen. Yeah. And that's it. Sit Josh Allen after he just put up 40. Everybody was asking to sit Josh Allen after he just put up the 6 touchdowns. And so, yeah, no, I traded Rice for Puka week 7. Somebody gave you Puka for Rice in week 7? Damn. Savage. Why would they do that? Is it a Chinese guy? No, I'm kidding. Only kind of. Traded Nico and Rice for Puka. Oh, okay. That, you know what? That's not bad. Actually, I would have made that trade too. Like, if I had Puka, I would have probably. If I had Puka and I didn't know any better, I would have made that trade. But I don't love Nico with CJ Stroud. Anything on London? As far as I'm concerned, he's just. As far as I know, he's just questionable. They play on Thursday too, so yeesh. Yesterday, as of yesterday at 5 o'clock, he has been deemed day to day. Hasn't practiced since suffering a PCL sprain during week 11. So I don't know, man. I don't I nothing on London playing on Thursday. What's today? Tuesday already, and he's still not practicing. I mean, if there's one guy that could come back and play and not have to practice, it's Drake London. And I mean, that would be wicked for all parties involved, but I don't know if we can count on him for this week. Also, I don't love Thursday games, man. Like, I don't know. I know that's your number one guy for real, and like we need him back. Everyone pray Tyrone Tracy is back. I need him. Nah, pick up Shador Sanders. Come on, man. Tyrod Tracy, the guy says. I don't know. Kirk Cousins might not be a bad idea. Bryce Young. Is it Bryce Young or Steve Young? Dude's a baller now or what? Tyron, the RB for the Giants. Oh, okay. Who am I thinking of? Oh, Tyrod Taylor, not Tracy. Oh, clearly so different. Is he even good though? Because like they really like Devin Singletary there. I have Singletary, so I'm excited. So I'm praying that Tyrod Tracy is back, as well as Devin Singletary plays well. We need a Chicago Bears performance against the Philadelphia. Both running backs for 120 and a touchdown. Booyah. Better than Chuba and Rico. Oh, Jesus. Even if London's back, I wouldn't start him. He isn't going to be the same player. Hey, Billy, I'm with you 100%. And Yeah, they just said as of yesterday, Monday, he still hasn't practiced in 4 weeks, 3 weeks. So yeah, I don't know, especially on a Thursday. I don't know how we start him with any sort of confidence. I tend to avoid Thursday games like the plague. Also, if I can, right? Drake London's obviously one of those guys that could come back and do very well for you, obviously. But yeah, and especially week one of playoffs, start of playoffs. Dude hasn't played in 4 weeks, hasn't even practiced 3 weeks, whatever. Friggin' Thursday night. It is in Tampa though, so like it's not like there's gonna be like weather to really affect it. But yeah, no, I as far as I know, I don't really know. Let's be clear here. From what I can gather, they haven't brought anything out as of up until yesterday. It did come out at 5 o'clock yesterday, so maybe in the next hour or so they'll come out with some sort of information, one way or the other. But I feel like at this point, to use a fantasy football term, which I love our fantasy football terms, he's on the doubtful side, or he's on the pessimistic side of questionable. So they mark him as questionable, but I would say the pessimistic side of questionable, whatever the hell that means. Say that to somebody in real life, they'll be like, "Oh, dude, do you even know language?" Neil Evans or McLaurin at the flex. Is that Mike Evans? Damn, Mike Evans is back. If Evans plays, start him. Hell yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. If he's playing, probably start him. Who are they playing? They're playing Atlanta. Atlanta's got good pass defense though, but I'd say Evans a start if he. One thing I will say though is don't if you're gonna play Evans, he plays on Thursday. Don't put him in the flex spot. Put him in a regular wide receiver spot because if anything happens come Sunday, you at least have a few options to play within your flex position. I did that a couple weeks ago. I played a Thursday guy in my flex, and then come Sunday, I wanted to play a running back, but didn't have a running back to bench, but would have benched a wide receiver for him. So yeah, if Evans is back, I probably play him. You kind of have to, but make sure you play him in a wide receiver spot, not in your flex spot, just in case. Just in case. It's just just in case something happens. Is Rico still stable? No. Startable? No. I don't know. I mean, he's at this point he's the backup, right? Like he didn't win the job outright because of performance. He won the job because Chuba got injured, and then he kept the starting role because what we know now is Chuba came back a little bit earlier than he was supposed to, um, and also like he didn't outright beat Chuba for the starting position, right? So for me, at the end of it, it's he's still the backup on the depth chart. He's listed as the backup, right? So I mean, you would start him as much as you would start a backup, right? I mean, Blake Corum's been going off the last couple weeks, but they've been in garbage time, right? So what's his face? Jalen Warren had 120 yards and 2 touchdowns last week, but most of that was in garbage time. So yeah, I don't think Carolina against New Orleans is gonna have a quote unquote garbage time. So and I'm with Sammy. That's kind of a confusing backfield now. Kendrick, Drake May, or Jared Goff. I mean, that New England game is gonna be a good game. I wouldn't hate it if you played Drake May on. Isn't that a Sunday night game? Isn't that the Sunday night game? Drake May against Buffalo. You seen what Joe Burrow did last week, right? I don't know if Drake May is on the same level as Joe Burrow. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. Certainly looks the part this time. Wait, what? It's just a fucking. It's just a Sunday afternoon game. Minnesota Dallas. Oh, fucking stupid. That sucks. Never mind. Take back what I just said. That being said, Jared Goff is playing the Rams as much as it's Jared Goff's playing in LA, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. If you don't find the allure in that game, you're not really playing fantasy football right. Jared Goff got his dogs around playing against LA in LA. They're still in a dome, right? Jared Goff does really well in domes. He struggles in the outdoor, but inside, I can get behind starting Drake May, but I don't know how you don't start Jared Goff, man. Oh, that's got excitement written all over it. I think it's the target share between Evans, Buka, Godwin is brutal. When they're all healthy, they would have. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. And I don't really know how you can start. I don't know how you can start any of them with any sort of confidence. But at the same time, you've seen Baker. His dogs are Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. So like we really know where the ball's going. He'll dump it off to Bucky every once in a while, but he's got a really small route tree. And like Ibuka, I think might be the odd man out. But I think you're right. But I also think the other side of that, like they're playing Atlanta, right? And in a division game, they need that win. So I could see Baker being forced to do a little bit more. Maybe not though, actually, because Atlanta's defense is really bad against the run. Dowdle and Hubbard, only available running backs. Who do I start? Kicks, man. I'm not going to be here to tell you who to start between the same team. To me, one of them's listed as the starter. One of them is listed as the backup, right? Tina, yo. So, I mean, if I'm picking, I'm starting the starter. I'm not going to bench the starter for the backup. That's not something that I'm interested in doing. And I'm also not going to tell you who to start. If you're legit asking, I would say the starter. I'm starting Chuba Hubbard. That's like I said, Rico didn't actually win the job from Chuba. He got the job from injury and then just kept it because he did perform really well. But eventually Chuba started eating into it like we thought would happen, right? Because he's the better running back and he was the starter from the beginning, right? And so I don't know. if if you're asking me, I'm starting the starting running back over the backup every single time. And Chubb is listed as the starter on the depth chart. So if we just do a quick Google search, Carolina Panthers depth chart. Carolina Panthers depth chart. I said, yo, what's happening? So there you go. Actually, I stand corrected. According to Google.
My comment got filtered.
Did it?
Yeah, I said sup potty.
Oh, that's funny. It didn't even tell me that your comment got filtered.
Really?
Yeah.
It's gone.
Sometimes it tells me that.
That's funny.
So Rico is actually listed as a starter. So take back everything I just said. Start Rico. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't know how I like, and that's the thing. I don't know how we start either of them with any sort of confidence. Only running backs available. What else can we do? Start them both. Somebody dropped Kenneth Gainwell in my league. That might be somebody you could go after. In a PPR league, actually, you could go after Jeremy McNichols. They're playing the Giants, and the Giants have a shasty run defense. He also is good for a few targets every game. Yeah, last game was kind of whatever. But before that, 6 carries, 30 yards, 4 carries, 5 carries. I mean, if he's going to get 4, 5, 6, 7 carries, right? 2, 3 targets, that's usable in a pinch. How is Rico and Chuba the only available running backs for you to start? That's savage on your league. Dak or May this week. The Minnesota D looks scary for Dak, but I don't know about May because Allen is rolling. I mean, based on your logic right there, thank you very much for the question. I appreciate you, Montake. Based off your comment right there, Allen rolling can actually only benefit Drake May because if Allen's going to be rolling and putting up points like he does, that's going to mean that the New England offense is going to have to keep pace unless they unless they try and shorten the game. The only way that it doesn't work the way that you say is if New England really tries to shorten the game and they run the ball a lot. So I'm with you in the sense that that Minnesota defense does look scary. But I also think that Dallas has kind of beaten some good offense or there's some good defenses, and especially indoors. Like that's going to be indoors in Dallas, right? So I didn't actually realize until last week that Minnesota played indoors as well. But that game's going to be in Dallas, right? And that's at home, right? That defense does look really well, but you don't have to worry about any of the elements. So I kind of I don't mind Dak, right? But and CD actually, and there you go, CD is out. You're not wrong. I think I'm with you though. I think that I'm thinking the way that you're thinking. If Allen does well, it can only help Drake May. It's going to mean that they have to keep pace and put up points as well, right? So if we're truly scared of that Minnesota defense, we probably don't start Dak, and especially if CD doesn't play. Both are home games, but yeah, Dallas is inside. Yeah, see, and that's the thing too that I consider. Like when I try and consider things, the dome kind of wins out on the offensive side more than not. Also Sunday night, right? Something to watch, something to look forward to, right? Give you something to do on Sunday night. So to me, Sunday night and Monday games have a certain allure to me just for something to watch. But yeah, that's a tough one actually. That's a good one. I might start Drake May if we don't get confirmation on CD and kind of hope for the best. Yeah, damn. I'm glad I don't have that decision to make. Oof. BT Jared Jefferson, Tevin, thank you for the question. I'm not gonna sit Jefferson. How do you sit BTJ or Jefferson? Damn, like my those guys were drafted as your number one, number two, at worst, number three receiver. Damn, this guy's gonna sit them both. I mean, I'm not going to be here telling you to sit Justin Jefferson. I can't tell you to play him with any sort of confidence because of the dookiness that has been. However, they are Sunday night against Dallas, right in the dome. They did well in the dome last week. Stupid Oliver. How does Oliver get 2 touchdowns? Jefferson doesn't even get nothing. Like, so butthurt. I'm butthurt with you, but I'm starting Justin Jefferson. I'm not going to tell you to sit him. Sorry, man. I hope it works out either way that goes. Do I start Daniels or Dak? Eesh. I don't really know, man. I can't tell you to start Daniels with any sort of confidence. I started him last week and he only lasted a half, right? So, like, is he going to play this week? Is it going to be like last week? I know the allure of him playing the Giants is great. No long term concerns with the elbow. That's cool. So they're saying that he could have He could have came back if the game was closer. He says that in a 31-0 blowout, but do we know? You think Brees Hall is gonna have a good week or nah? So like I don't know, man. I don't know if I would start Daniels like with any sort of confidence in the first week of playoffs. As much as it is the Giants, I don't know, man. I might start Dak. Kind of hope for the best. Brees Hall. Who are the Jets playing? The Jets are so bad. Oh my god, against Jacksonville. Honestly, no, I don't think he's gonna have a good week. That being said, like he could very well do well. He's the type of running back that could do well. And last week, oh yeah, I don't know. Everything was upside down last week, so maybe it's all upside down again this week. But for me, I'm putting a waiver claim in for the Jacksonville defense for sure. I'm hoping I'm getting it, and I will play them with confidence. I don't think Brees Hall is going to have the game that we need him to have in order to propel us to the second round of playoffs. That being said, I know for a fact that he was drafted as a lot of guys number one, number two running back. And for the majority, like at worst, number three. Maybe because he's on the Jets, he slid down to your number four running back, but that's pushing it. And so I don't know if you have a lot of other options to go with other than Brees Hall. But if you do, I would kind of seriously look into it. I don't really know like who there's nobody that you could pick up and play this week. I don't know how ballsy you are to start somebody like Blake Corum or Jalen Warren for the like two backups. Devin Singletary, that's it. You know what? Actually, Devin Singletary is not bad because Washington's defense isn't the best. And as much as if Tyrod Tracy, whatever the hell his damn name is, even if he comes back, the Giants have shown a willingness to kind of use both running backs, and they seem to like Devin Singletary. So, like, I could get behind playing Devin Singletary over Brees Hall this week in a must-win game. You know what? Playoffs isn't about name brands anymore, really. It's about getting the win. And for me, Slav, what's up, man? How we doing? Thank you for joining. For me, I'm really a proponent of playing the matchups as much as I can. Damn. Playoffs are going about as playoffs where you would expect the playoffs to go. We're deciding between Brees Hall and Devin Singletary. And most of me is leaning towards Devin Singletary. Playing that Jacksonville defense in Jacksonville. Like it's gonna be warm, so it won't be cold. I don't know if that helps or hurts the Jets because it's easier to run the ball in the cold. Defenders just stop wanting to hit everyone in the cold when it's really cold. So, but playoffs are starting this week. I'm in 2 leagues in the playoffs. I'm in 4 different leagues, and it's funny because in 2 leagues I'm in 5th place, and in the other 2 I'm in last place. Fantasy football, man, I tell you, it's crazy. But the one league, I finished 5th place, and the top 4 teams finished with the exact same record. They were all based off of points. That's how they were seeded. It's crazy. But we finished 5th, and I'm actually okay with that because I like it. If I was to finish, I was supposed to finish 3rd, and I guess Monday changed everything. But I was supposed to finish 3rd, and if I'd have done that, I would have been playing the guy that I would have been playing. We both have the top 2 points in the league, so it would have been like the 2 best teams playing each other in week 1, and I didn't really want that. That would suck. So now the only way we play each other is in the championship, which is hilarious. We have the top 2 points, but we finished 5th and 6th. Crazy. But yeah, no, I'm excited for the team that I have to play in both leagues. I'm in 2 different leagues, and I think I'm gonna win in both. I should win. I'm excited for it. The one league so I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, and in the one league I have 3 Pittsburgh Steelers on my team, and I'm fairly positive that like I have a really good chance to win the championship in that league. I'm actually excited for it, and I have 3 Pittsburgh Steelers on my team. Should we be worried for Cook versus New England? Yes. I have JT and Gibbs. Don't know if I should flex Wandale instead. So unpopular opinion, I might consider sitting. I am definitely considering sitting JT. I'm not going to tell you how to run your team because you are the master of your own domain. The facts that I can present are he's on the road against Seattle, a very, very good Seattle defense with a rookie quarterback, or a 44-year-old Philip Rivers. So I'm not really going to tell you how to live your life because that's on you. But the facts presented in front of me lead me to believe that JT is going to be in for a hell of a game this week. Now, that being said, if there's somebody that could overcome it, it's definitely Jonathan Taylor. He's one of like 3 running backs in the league that could be good without that. We don't know who will take that QB spot. Yeah, and honestly, I don't even know. Like, and that's the thing. Like, the kid's got a PCL sprain now, so like, even if he plays, he's playing on a sprained knee. If he doesn't play, you got a 44-year-old Philip Rivers who may or may not be in game shape. If he doesn't play, I don't even know who else is their quarterback. And if I'm Seattle, I would just load up the box to stop Jonathan Taylor. So Bijan, Fannin, or Kincaid. I mean, if Shador is the real thing, we want to do Fannin, right? He's going to be he's kind of the guy over there. They really like him, but I don't know how you sit Kincaid. New England's really good against the pass, but where they struggle is against the tight end position. So I might do Kincaid, but they like Fannin in Cleveland, so that wouldn't be the worst pick. Patriots defense giving up 15 PPR fantasy points per game to tight ends. So like I think we can last week it was the Dawson Knox show, but at the same time Kincaid still caught a touchdown, and it was his first game back after 3 weeks off. So he still got 4 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown. I think we can count on something close to that. 14 fantasy points. I could do worse from your tight end position, right? So I might lean towards Kincaid just because it's name brand to me. But I don't know if Shador is anything, right? He likes him. That's what we do know. Danny Dogs, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. You're wicked. Hey, no problem, man. I hope that helps, right? Like, I hope it works out. I really do. I do. I'm not trying to say stuff that's gonna mess you up, but like, I hope that helps. Who's Cleveland playing? Cleveland's playing Chicago. Dan, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. What did the Green Bay's tight ends didn't do fuck all last week against Chicago, so I don't know. Goff or Stroud. Oh, Danny, that's what I was doing. Hey, thank you for joining me, man. I hope it works out for you. I really do. Enjoy your day. Thank you for joining me. So I talked about that earlier, actually. I'm excited for Jared Goff. Hey, how can you not be excited for Jared Goff? He's going back to LA, back to where it all began. Revenge game. Yeah, that LA defense is good, but it's still in a dome. Jared Goff is really good in a dome, right? He's bad outside of in the elements, but in the dome, he's really good. Houston's playing Arizona. I mean, Stroud's not a terrible option, right? Especially if he uses Nico Collins like he did. It's the way he should. Half your freaking yards go to your best receiver. It's the way it should be. So if he's not a terrible option, I'm just excited for Jared Goff this week. Damn. LA versus Detroit, must-win game for both teams. Matt Stafford versus Jared Goff, both got traded to each other. Oh my god, man. Amon God is back. Come on, man. Come on. How are you not getting excited with me? Like, damn. We never thought of that type of stuff. That's the little things, too, that you kind of got to think of. Sometimes, like, fantasy football is just about numbers, but sometimes it's about real life also. Like, for example, last week, Khalil Shakir, his wife just had a baby. So I was all excited for him to go this week, right? Or that week. And then he ended up catching a touchdown. I don't think he got a touchdown, but he got like 100 and something yards, 6 catches. It was a wicked day for him, right? This week you gotta follow the narrative. I'm excited for that. Abbas, start one. Brock Purdy, Bo Nix, Sam Darnold, or Justin Herbert. Damn, that's a lot of options. So I think Brock Purdy is probably the answer in that aspect. They're playing Tennessee, who just got lit up by Shador Sanders. Now, maybe Shador Sanders is actually Deion Sanders. Was it actually Deion Sanders out there? Maybe. It could have been. Damn. I never thought about that. Because primetime could definitely win all of the games. And honestly, maybe Shador Sanders is the answer to all your questions at quarterback. I don't know. But if it were me, I think Brock Purdy is the answer to that question. We saw what Shador did against Tennessee last week, so I can't see that one being any good. Bo Nix against Green Bay. I don't love that matchup. And then Justin Herbert, I don't know, man. Right? Against Kansas City. Yeah, no. I think the back two or Justin Herbert and Bo Nix are a no. Brock Purdy and Sam Darnold. I don't know. I might lean towards Sam Darnold or Brock Purdy. Just playing Tennessee, right? We saw what Shador did last week. Michael Wilson versus Houston. I mean, I don't know how you don't start Michael Wilson because he's become the PPR god. He's kind of going to, it looks like he can win you weeks really on his own. And without anybody else really there other than Trey McBride, Jacoby Brissett's really feeding him. So on the surface, I say no because we don't want any. Honestly, I don't want any part of that Houston defense, and I'm excited to play their defense. If I'm being completely honest with you, I think it's going to be a good time for all parties involved. But I don't love Arizona this week against the Houston defense. That being said, Michael Wilson's been a dog, right? And I don't know how you can sit your dogs, right? We don't sit our dogs in the playoffs. That's really what I've been preaching. And so Danny Dogs, Michael Wilson's been a dog, you know it, right? I think we take Michael Wilson versus Houston in PPR. If it's in a standard league, I might not play him, but in PPR, I can get behind playing him. As much as I'm with you, dude, I don't want any part of that Houston defense, especially in Houston. It's not even like we get to go to Arizona and play in a dome. It's going to be in Houston. It's going to be cold. It's going to be shasty. It's going to be terrible. Marvin Harrison's only questionable? What? I thought he was done. Ruled out for Sunday. Hadn't been at practice since injuring him in the second half of Week 13 loss. First game back from a 2-week absence with an acromegaly. Okay. So yeah, I would say in the other person I'm playing has JSN, so you kind of want to use Sam Darnold to negate those points. I can get behind that. Yeah. I like that. I like where you're going, especially Indianapolis. As far as I know, Sauce Gardner isn't going to play again. Somebody said that when Tyrese Halliburton in the NBA Finals tore his Achilles, he actually he looked back to see if somebody stepped on his ankle, and nobody stepped on his ankle, and he just tore his Achilles, and that's what Sauce Gardner did. So Jay Jetta's startable. I mean, I don't know if he's startable or not, but I'm also not going to be the guy to tell you to bench your number one draft pick. So I don't know, man. I can't with any kind of confidence tell you to start him, but I'm not going to tell you to sit him. No way. No way I'm going to tell you to sit him, and then he has a Justin Jefferson game on your bench in the first week of playoffs. Like, maybe we might have benched him in like week 7 till he kind of gets his shit together, but first week of playoffs, I'm starting my dogs, and Jefferson's been a dog since he became in. Since a comeback week, you know what? And I'm there too. I mean, JJ McCarthy looked really good last week, and what's his face? Oliver, was it? He got 2 touchdowns, right? And Jefferson got none. So, like, fuck off. Excuse my language, but like, for real, right? And so, to me, I don't expect that's the way it's going to go going forward. Also, Dallas's defense hasn't been the best against the pass, as much as they've been really good lately. I'm with you, man. And especially Sunday night too, right? Sunday night under the lights in Dallas in a dome, right? I'm hoping. I don't know if I'm sensing a comeback game, but I'm hoping for a comeback week, man. And I also am not going to tell you to bench him. So if you want to bench him, that's on you. I'm not going to be the one to tell you, because he was drafted as our guy, man. And I'm with you. I have him in 2 separate leagues. And so I'm with you 100%. So at the same time, I'm a little bit biased, right? I got some bias in me that's kind of hoping that he does well. I'm trying to put it out there in the universe, right? But no, I can't tell you to start. I can't tell you to sit him, but I'm with you. I don't know how we start him with any sort of confidence. Drop Mason for Corum. I mean, you're dropping a backup for a backup, so if you want to, yeah, sure. Corum has been really good in garbage time, right? So I don't know if you can play him with any sort of confidence. Like, you're savage if you do. That's awesome. You got cojones, man. But I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if that would make a difference. Now, to be fair, we saw Mason in the lead role didn't really do too much, so I could get behind dropping Mason for Corum, just because if something happens to Kyron Williams, or if they decide to just if they decide to hold him out for the playoff run, I think Corum's kind of in a better position to do well than Mason. Anderson and Crystal, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Mason or Alligator. I mean, it's backup for backup, right? I don't think it really matters. What I will say is, like I just said, we saw Mason in the starting role earlier in the season, and he didn't really do too much to inspire too much confidence in us. I mean, he was all right, but I mean, he was overshadowed by Rico Dowdle, and like, you're like, what the hell? Get out of here, Rico Dowdle. Everybody drafted Jordan Mason thinking that Aaron Jones was going to get injured and Jordan Mason would be the league winner, and nobody drafted Rico Dowdle. So, but that being said, Tyler Alligator, we know, will have a big role with Atlanta if something happens to Bijan, or if they just decide that they're out of the playoff contention and they want to give Bijan a little bit of a rest. We've seen Alligator go off in a starting role, right? So I would probably prefer Tyler Alligator to Jordan Mason. Jefferson droppable. As long as he's on my team, I'll have the urge to start him. That's savage. You're gonna drop him. Is he even drop? Can you even drop him? He's on my can't cut list. Yeah, so I hope that helps, right? I hope it works out for you. I really do. I kind of don't, because I have Bijan in my one league that I'm in the playoffs. So maybe I should try and get Alligator, but right? All things being equal, we've seen what happens with Mason, and we kind of know what we're getting out of Alligator, right? Trust me, man, it's nothing against you. It's just that I have him, right? So, he's officially off the can't cut list. No way, that's crazy. So I mean, you're savage for dropping Justin Jefferson. That's balls of steel. I wouldn't drop him just out of I don't want him to be on somebody else's team and go completely nuts against me in the playoffs. That would suck so much. Drop my first round draft pick just to have somebody else pick him up and beat me with him in the playoffs. I would throw my phone. Like I would throw my phone at a wall for real. That's what I would do. So I don't Man, I don't know if I'm with you. I don't know if we can play him with any sort of confidence, but I definitely don't want to drop him and have him go nuts against me. Bears or Panthers defense. Who's Chicago playing? Chicago playing Cleveland or Panthers playing the Saints. I mean, all things being equal, I might go Chicago just because they're outdoors. Cleveland's playing New Orleans indoors, or sorry, Carolina's playing New Orleans indoors. And so for me, just the weather I would take into consideration. So I might play the Bears just because they're outdoors versus the Panthers who are indoors, and kind of hope that helps my defense. Also, I don't know. I'm starting to think it might be Deion Sanders in Shador Sanders' body. Somehow they did some Freaky Friday switch. And so maybe he's gonna light up the Bears D again. And he's gonna throw for 3 touchdowns, run for 2 touchdowns, and return 2 punts for a touchdown. Man. But But that being said, I would probably do the Bears over the Panthers, and that just has something to do with being outdoors. If you think that the dome doesn't matter, because I didn't realize that Carolina actually plays indoors, so it might not matter. But yeah, just if I'm picking a defense, I'm going to normally go for one that can be helped by the elements. A-Chain good. I didn't know he was bad. Is he bad? I know that Jalen Warren got a lot of carries last week, but that was when the game was out of hands. So I know that he was hurt, but the game got out of hand, so there was no need to bring him back in. I haven't heard anything that he's out. I know, but he's influenced me on my bench. Higgins last second for him this week. Man, you couldn't find room for Jefferson and T. Higgins? Man, T. Higgins was playing in what I thought and what may go down as the game of the year in Buffalo in the snow. Man, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Damn, that had friggin' game of the year written all over it to me. And honestly, I think it kind of lived up to it. Damn. Dude, bench T. Higgins. Savage. Did it work out? I mean, if it worked out, that's whatever. But yeah, no, I haven't heard anything about A-Chain being injured. As far as I know, he could have come back last week, but they were already winning big and there was no need to. And it's the Jets, right? Questionable. That being said, I don't love waiting practice this week to be determined. So head coach Mike McDaniel revealed that A-Chain quote unquote needs treatment, which could affect his participation in practice this week. So for me, start Genty, Pittman's, Evans, Jacoby. For me, I don't know if I want to wait till Monday for a guy that didn't practice all week. So if we find out that he does practice, right, that's going to be something. But if I see that he doesn't practice all week, and then to wait for him to be activated on Monday, I might not do that. Jacoby, Pittman, Evans. So right away, I'm not starting Michael Pittman, regardless of who's at quarterback for Indianapolis. Against Seattle, not a chance. No effing way. Vegas plays Philadelphia, which hasn't been a terrible matchup in recent weeks. I think Jacoby has actually earned the right to be started. I think he's earned that. He's almost a must start at this point. Who the hell knew Jacoby Myers was wicked? Had JSN and Myers starting, was worried Higgins wouldn't do too good with concussion and snow. I mean, it ended up working out, but I would have started Higgins over Myers. That game was played in rain. I don't know. So, see, if anything, I would rather deal with the snow and against Buffalo. And I don't really, I don't think that stuff bothers Joe Burrow a lot, but it ended up working out, if anything, right? But yeah, no, savage. This man's gonna drop Justin Jefferson. So I think I would start Jacoby and Mike Evans. In theory, Philadelphia should put up enough points that Genty kind of gets rendered moot. That being said, I can get behind not wanting to play Thursday games. I kind of tend to avoid them like the plague if I can. But I definitely don't want any part of Pittman. I will say that. So it's really Genty, Evans, and Jacoby. And I think Jacoby has earned the must start territory. So I think Genty or Evans. I might choose Evans, but I can get behind Genty just because I don't really like Thursday games. Egbuka or Henderson. That being said, I tend to avoid Thursday games like the plague. And if I had to choose between those two, I would do Henderson. Buffalo gives up 5 yards a carry, right? So they're not very good against the run. And Egbuka in the first week of playoffs, I don't know how you can start him with any sort of confidence. Also, no, yeah. So I don't know. Kane, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Made the playoffs, but I have no idea which receiver to start. You are among the many, my man. Trust me, I'm in the same boat with a lot of my team. Which to start? So that's what I just finished saying. I don't know how we can start Egbuka with any sort of confidence. I don't. And I also tend to avoid the Thursday games. So in this week, I would sit Egbuka. Jacoby Myers has kind of earned that must start territory. I think I who knew he was this good? I don't know. And I think I would go McLaurin over McConkey, just because McLaurin's playing the Giants, right? So I think that defense is really bad, and Ladd's playing Kansas City. So I would kind of lean McLaurin over McConkey just because I don't want really any part of that Kansas City defense. They're a really good defense, especially at home. It's gonna be cold. LA's from the LA weather, right? So this week I would do Myers and McLaurin. Followed me, that's wicked. We'll come back next week and we'll figure it out. We'll come back next week and we'll reconcur for semifinals, and then we'll vault ourselves into the championship. Would you go Egbuka or Jameson Williams? So I would go Jameson Williams over Egbuka. Detroit's playing LA. Jared Goff's going back home to LA where it all began. Sunday afternoon in LA, in a dome. Detroit Lions versus LA. Oh, man. How are we not excited about that? That's got me feeling fuzzy all over the place. So I would actually start Jameson Williams over Egbuka because that's the thing. I don't know in the first week of playoffs how we can start Egbuka with any sort of confidence, right? He's been so dookie for so long, as much as he was so great for so long. Like he's been equally as dookie as he was great, right? So I'm not going to be the one to tell you to start him because I don't have any confidence in him, right? So like I'm actually glad I don't have that decision to make. I don't have him anywhere, which I was really upset at in the beginning of the year, but he kind of seems to have tapered off, right? So I don't know how we can start him with any sort of confidence. And then Jameson Williams, as much as Amon Ron was back last week and demanded a lot of attention, this game's going to be played in a dome, and I guarantee that it's going to, I can almost guarantee that it's going to be a high-scoring game because Detroit can put up points. We've seen Los Angeles can put up points, and I think Detroit's going to have to put up points to keep pace with them. Also, Vegas has it as a 55-point over-under. Like, that's not even close. The next closest game is 51. Like, Vegas has this as one of the highest scoring games of the year, basically. So, I hope that helps, right? I hope it works out. I really do. Like, I'm not trying to tell you. Like, I'm also not trying to tell you like who to play and how to live, how to run your team because this is playoffs. And at the end of it, you have to be happy with your team, regardless of what anybody on the internet says. I just like to go with matchups and present facts and think out loud a little bit. So I don't have that decision to make, but I know that it's a big decision and it's definitely a tough one. That being said, I got to get out of here, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. You guys are wicked, man. This is awesome. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with me. You guys are awesome. Go ahead and hit that follow button, subscribe if you haven't, share this with your friends. Let's make it happen. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Good luck with your waiver picks, and I look very forward to seeing you again. I love you guys. Bye for now.